Weird. It did before. There it goes. Welcome, everyone, to the Bearded Respect, number 165.
What's up?
Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Okay.
Well, Jason, you want to say hello to these fine people in the chat?
Yeah, first one I'm showing is John Fox. Hey, John.
What's up, Foxy?
And then we got Jack Stud.
Jack, I hope you're having better luck than it sounds there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, stay above water.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we got Kilt Beard Co. Hey, Kilt.
What's up, Kilt?
How you doing?
Got Bearded Death. How's it
Bearded Death.
going?
Hello there.
Mad Donkeys.
What's up, Mad Donkey?
How you doing?
No way.
Hey, Chief. Good to see you. Hey, Kevin.
What's up, Kev?
You what?
Santa Tom. Hey, Tom.
What's up, Santa?
Excellent.
Hey, frickin' Frack.
Hello.
What's up, frickin' Frack?
Hey, babysitter Jess.
Hello.
Jessica.
Toll Booth Willie. Hey, Toll Booth.
Hey, Tollbooth.
How you doing?
There it comes.
Hello.
Hey, Jeffries.
What's up, Jeff?
Hey.
Condolences to you.
Hey, Lewis.
What's up, Lewis? Lewis just got off the Grace Amigos show tonight. He
Yeah.
was their guest.
Oh,
It's great seeing him on the screen.
yeah.
Hey, Rock.
What's up, E?
How you doing?
Hello,
Got to
neighbor.
see E's wedding pictures on Melissa's show tonight.
Mm.
No way.
What's up, Garrett?
Hey, Garrett.
Hello there, children.
Hey, Ray.
What's up, Ray?
How you doing?
Hey, Amber.
Hey,
Brother
Brother
Amber.
Amber.
Hello.
What's up, brother?
Oh. Born bearded.
What's up, Dave?
Oh, aren't you the lucky one?
What did he say?
There she is. Hey, Becky, Mrs. Bruce City.
Hi, honey.
Hello, Becky.
What's up, Becky?
Guns and Beards. Hey, Tim.
How you doing?
What's up, Tim?
Hello there.
You are present.
Hey, Big Stu. Good to see you.
How you doing?
What's up,
Bruh.
Chris?
Bruh. Bruh.
Black Manor Grooming.
What's up, Renee?
What can I say except you're welcome?
Are we peculiar?
Sure.
Hey, Brad.
How you doing, Brad?
Brad the man. What's up?
Hey, Ronnie. Nice to see you joining us.
Hi, Ronnie.
Oh, that's going on forever.
Hey, Jeff Harmon.
How you doing?
What's up, Jeff?
Let me
Thanks
see.
for stopping in.
There's,
Hello there.
hey, Baker.
Hey, Baker.
What's up, Baker? Thanks.
Yeah, if anybody didn't catch the show last night that Brewer was on, make sure to check out the replay.
Yep, Running with the Pack, RWTP podcast.
That was actually my first time watching that show last night.
Hey, brother.
Hey, Joey Hookham.
How you doing, Joey?
Hey, brother.
What's up, Joey?
Yeah.
Long time no see. Thanks for stopping in.
Hey, Dynamite.
How you
See
doing,
ya.
Dynamite?
What's up, Tyler?
Excellent.
Hi, Melissa.
What's up,
Good to see
Melissa?
How you doing?
Hello.
Thank you, Big Stu.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It's getting big, Jason. I'm loving it.
It's funny. At work this week, I've had 3 customers comment on it.
Yeah,
Just this past week. It was
I'm
funny.
loving it, man. Just keep letting it grow.
Well, I'm going to say something here real quick. I was thinking, okay, everybody knows I need to trim about an inch or so for July. And I was thinking about a major change after that competitions, but
Yeah.
already with the positivity I'm getting, I might change my mind already. But yeah, I was thinking about going pretty short.
Yeah. Looks great.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks.
Especially the
guys.
mustache
Appreciate
growing
it.
out too. I like that.
Yeah, it's really, but man, it's really starting to bother me. But I just think of Robert, like whenever he posts stuff, when people always ask him, "How do you eat?" You know, and he just
go
does
like
the
that.
knife. And, yep.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. And Amanda keeps saying, "Why don't you just trim it?" I said, "Big beard, big mustache. You got to have it."
Yep.
But okay, let's get back to it here, guys. See if
somebody's supposed to buy a kilt.
I miss anybody. Hey, 3D.
How
What's
you
up,
doing?
3D?
Hey, Randy R.
What's up,
How you
Randy?
doing?
Hello.
Hey, Johnny Bones.
How you doing,
Johnny
Johnny?
Bones Monroe.
See ya.
Hello.
Thanks for stopping in.
Hey, Chris.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Hey, Matt.
How you
Matt
doing,
Foley,
Matt?
what's up, man?
Hello, neighbor.
There he is. Hey, Ken.
How you
What's up,
doing?
Ken?
No way.
Thanks for stopping in.
Hey, Tara.
Hello,
What's
murderer.
up, Tara?
Yeah, now I'm getting the comments. No short. It's beautiful. Don't do it. Okay, I won't. I won't. I won't. Yeah. The one customer asked me, "How long are you going to let it go?" I said, "Well, I got to have a trim for July." I said, "But other than that, I don't know."
I don't know. At the rate you're going, you might be in the next good for the next category.
Yeah.
I think what has happened. I think you remember that trim I had. I think it was almost a year ago when I posted the 2 pictures. I was in a red shirt, had that trim. I think that's what helped it grow so much more. They say you need to trim that dead stuff off, and so yeah. Hey, Vato.
Salvato.
How you do?
Yeah, guys, hit that thumbs up.
No way.
Yeah, I'll step away. Hey, Andy. Good to see you.
How you
What's up,
doing?
Andy?
Hello there, children.
Hey, DQ. Nice to see you
Hey,
tonight.
DQ, thanks for joining us.
What's up, DQ?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Kev.
Yours is just right. It'd be
Yeah.
perfect for that. What's it called? The category.
Garibaldi.
Yeah.
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 Yep. Big Stu wants to know if you've been doing anything different.
No, it's just, I mean, like I said, just on normal days, it's just oil. But like for the show tonight, it's oil, butter, balm. If we go anywhere on the weekends, it's oil, butter, balm, blow dry, got to blow dry. But, all right. 4-way.
Cool.
No, nothing different. Just like I said, I think that trim that I had a while ago really, I think it kickstarted a lot. And as far as diet change, yeah, I'm eating too much, I think. But I think that has to do with quit chewing. I'm still chew free. I've
Nice.
quit
Maybe
cold turkey.
that's the difference.
Yeah, I didn't have any, I haven't had any. I mean, I've had urges, but I've had no setbacks. I haven't
Yeah.
went and bought a can or nothing like that.
That's awesome.
I'm still good, but
That's great.
I've decided I'm putting Gus on a diet and need to get him to exercise more. So started this week every day as soon as I get home from work. I just open the door and let them out, and then we walk around the yard. I own just about 3 acres, so we kind of walk the perimeter. And he comes in, gets a drink of water, and he lays down. That's pretty good walk for him,
Yeah.
So yeah, we're starting to do some walking, and then I'm starting to feed him some fruits and vegetables mixed in with his dog food. But he just, I mean, you gotta love a chunky bulldog, but I feel bad. I think
Right.
I'm thinking he's just carrying too much weight. I think he needs to lose some. So yeah, we're trying that. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Amber, that's the difference. I quit chewing. You think that's the difference for the beard too, or just putting on weight?
I
'Cause I'm
think
eating too much.
maybe that might be the difference.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like your beard hit another gear or something.
Either that or stress
Possibly.
affects you the opposite. Like your beard grows better when you're stressed.
Maybe. I
I
tell you
thought I
what, though.
lost half my length last weekend. I think I singed my beard and I was burning stuff in the yard. A lot of cardboard built up from winter, but I had like all kinds of like balls at the end and clumps were coming out of my beard.
Wow.
I don't know what I did.
Jeez.
But it seems okay now.
Yeah, I mean, that's talking about getting singed, just working and stuff like that makes me think I want to trim it shorter, but I just need to start tying it up. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Just tie it.
Yeah.
In a dance class?
A lot of times when I'm grinding, I just tuck it in my shirt. I just tuck it, tuck it in my collar. because I've seen pictures of guys getting their beard caught in a grinder and tearing chunk out. So yeah.
Yeah, remember Scott? He was at pole dancing class last week. That's why he.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
That's what everyone said. Why you weren't here last week? Quit chewing. How long ago was that?
That was pretty much January.
Yeah.
You know, first. You know,
Good for you, man.
Kind of guess it was a resolution, but yeah.
We got 46 in here. Let's get our guest on.
Yeah,
pretty good. I just wanted to do a shout out to all the shows out there that have been shouting out our show. We appreciate it. Melissa, the Tres Amigos before us, the Running with the Pack last night. We really appreciate it, and we appreciate everyone who shares our show out. And we give a special shout out to Ms. Bruce City putting up with me this week. It's been a rough week. And everything she does to help promote the show.
Love you, Miss Bruce City.
Yeah, can't wait to see you in Pittsburgh again.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to see everybody.
And
then people in the chat that are going to be there and show up. I hope we get to see Big Stu and maybe Matt Foley, you know, plus other people that'll be coming in, like Chief. So, yeah.
But with that, I think we'll bring our guest on.
Yeah. There it is.
How's it going, everybody?
Welcome to the Bearded Respect.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Hey, just want to show my Bearded Death shirt to my buddy.
Wow, look at that.
My buddy Dan.
Yeah, that's pretty cool with the camouflage letters.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna hopefully get that black on black he just released out here pretty soon. It's a pretty sweet shirt.
Cool.
So thanks for having me on, guys. Looking forward to the discussion this evening.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, Santa Tom said he had his Bain blends products in tonight. Great stuff. And it would figure that he would be all aware of your company. He's a big tobacco nut.
Yeah. Yeah, the tobacco stuff is kind of what we found very early on would work with some of the stuff we were making. So that was actually one of our very first blends, had tobacco in it. It's always been a good seller at where my stuff is sold and online.
Yeah, I'm actually wearing a man's coat.
Oh, yeah.
Cave? Yeah, cave. Man's cave tonight. Should we hop into the 5 questions right away?
Let's do it. I think you need to update that design. It's kind of old.
All
right, Jacob. First question.
All right, hit me with it. Come on, let's do this.
Tell us that one toy that you always played with as a child. What was that? What was your favorite toy as a kid?
Well, I played ice hockey, so I was always out in the driveway shooting pucks, hundreds of pucks a day.
Nice.
So by the time I was 16 years old, I had a professional level shot.
Wow.
So yeah, I had a bomb of a slap shot in the 80-mile-per-hour range when I was 16. So
how old were you when you started playing ice hockey?
I was 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we moved to Florida in 1990 after playing up north for a few years, and hockey just didn't exist down here really.
Right.
And the Lightning got their franchise, and then it blew up. But I was I was probably 5 years too old to benefit from it.
Yeah.
I turned 18 in 1998, and then I went in the Marine Corps in 99.
Okay.
And then high school hockey was just taking off, and they didn't have any pathway to do anything with hockey down here until about 5 or 6 years after I was done. So I missed out. I had enough skill to do something with the sport. I wouldn't have made pros. I may have able to go play college or junior someplace, but there just was no opportunity down here. So I didn't benefit from it, unfortunately.
Well, where did you live when you were a kid, when you were playing it?
I started playing in Michigan.
Okay.
And then played for a few years kind of around the country. My dad was massively recruited for different construction stuff around the country. But any place we moved, there was hockey. So by the time I was turning 8, we ended up in Massachusetts, and that's where I was playing, a higher level. Even though I was 8 years old, it was still a higher level style of hockey, and played 80 games in a season. I don't think there was a weekend where we went on the ice 4 or 5 times a week. So moved down here though, and it didn't exist. Yeah. But 96, we were the first team to win a tournament outside of the state of Florida. And we were the first Florida team to win or to go to Canada to play a tournament. Hockey in my time here in Florida sort of set some pathways for other people to kind of come up behind us and do stuff with the sport. So
cool.
Yeah. Hockey stick, man. That was my number one toy.
Do you still play hockey now?
No, I thought it was a good idea to stop playing when my oldest was born.
Okay.
Thought I was kind of being smart and giving up something to benefit my family. And I never should have stopped playing. I've gone back on the ice a few times throughout the years, but I had some pretty major health problems a few years ago that just kind of put all that stuff on hold.
Okay. So, have you ever heard of
Saginaw, Michigan?
Have you ever heard of the Warrior Hockey League?
I have not, no.
So it's a league of disabled veterans.
Oh,
and
okay.
They're cross country. Like almost every state has a team that represents that state. And you have to have like a certain percentage disability from a VA disability to be on it.
Really? That's cool.
I'm pretty sure Florida has one. I'm not sure where, but I got a friend that's really big into it. And he's in the Nevada one. But
right on. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So tell us what I think we can kind of get what blends is, but what is Bain?
Oh, Bain. It's the bane of my existence, isn't it? I wish I had actually had the name spelled the other way, because then it would have been much cooler, No, it's just my last name. I mean,
okay.
All right. We were Scottish descent. There's ample evidence that we were cousins to Robert the Bruce. There's some debate in our family circle about if we were related to him or if there was another offshoot from another clan.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's just a last name.
Okay.
Back when the idea sort of started to catch hold, one of my wife's friends said I'd put out on Facebook, I'm like, what should I name the company? I'm going to name it something. And she goes, you need to take hold of that and just call it Bain Blends. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm blending oil. I mean, fixing some herbs and doing all this stuff myself. I'm blending the stuff. Maybe I can pass it on to my kids, and maybe it's something that they can be proud of. I started the company for them anyway. In a way, it was my wife's needs that kind of sparked the whole idea to begin with. So why not lean into that? So that's how it started. It was one of my wife's crazy friends.
So when did you start your company? What year was that?
September 2023.
Okay.
Yeah. The idea had been going on for a few years. It was actually COVID really that kind of spawned a lot of the thought process on it, because my wife's eczema was really, really bad on her hands, and we couldn't get into anybody. She was running out of steroid cream on her hands, and she had been working with these like really cool cups. She makes stuff like this.
Okay.
She just made this one for me yesterday. And when you have your hands in a glove, you can get something called dishydrotic eczema, which is like you get water blisters.
Yeah.
It's very painful.
Yep.
So
I
needed to come up with something that could help with that. I had some homeopathic doctor friends that had sort of said that, she needs to do something internally, and there's all these herbal treatment methods, and like, well, there's got to be a better way to make it, something that'll stick, something that'll get inside her skin better, something that won't just, make it feel better, but would actually provide some long-term relief. So a couple of years of research and some hesitation about whether or not we were going to do it, this thing. And then finally I started making an oil that worked really well for them. And that sort of evolved into the salve that I make, and worked really well. And then the oil, I started putting the oil on my face, and I noticed my beard finally didn't itch. And I'm like, man, this stuff works really well. We got to do something with it. I mean, I had 8 gallons of the oil at my house that I had made. So I just decided that we were going to form the company. And it's been a very interesting time, to say the least. But that's sort of the background of it all, and how the Bain blends became Bain blends.
Nice.
I'd have to agree. It absorbs pretty fast.
Yeah.
Something
And that sort of speaks to the bioavailability of the oil, right? So certain herbs and certain oils sort of function together really well. And I was telling Scott before the night got started that pumpkin seed oil is just absolutely phenomenal as a non animal fat, and it sort of functions in the same way. But for me, it was like, do I want to layer oil? And I know every I'm going to say this right now. Every company has its place. There's people that want a heavier oil. There's people that want a lighter oil. So for all my friends that are in this room right now, whatever I say is no detriment to anybody else. This is just how it worked for me, right? It's just going to say that now. But I just wanted a quick acting oil that got in and did its thing. And when I finally found the pumpkin seed oil to top it off the mix, it just seemed like everything fit together much better. The oil wasn't as sticky. It absorbed better. It seemed to function better on my skin and on my wife's hands. And now my daughter has eczema as well on her hands. My friends that are dealing with eczema, acne, psoriasis. I've had people that have had really bad poison ivy outbreaks and using it. And there is a difference between the eczema blend and the beard oil blend, but it's not by much. Black seed is more prevalent in what I make for eczema oil and my salve, but there's black seed oil in my normal oil blend that I use every day. So I don't want to change. I want to make 1 gallon of eczema oil with 5 or 6 additional ingredients, but still have my baseline be what I would use in my beard.
Mm-hmm.
Because number one, it's obviously, we know it's expensive to buy all these oils. I priced out pumpkin seed oil the other day for the one I just bought last year. It's $100 more. And like, that's crazy. So if I can do some functional changes with the oil, I can limit one oil on a blend versus another oil on a blend. I've made avocado-free oil for a friend that actually has an allergy. So but what I've tried to do is I've tried to stick to a pattern, so that way I can replicate it every time, because I just seem to have found something that really works for a lot of people. And ultimately, for me, the salve that I make and the deodorant that I make are my two passions. And the beard oil has just been this wonderful thing that kind of came along with it. And I can get more into that later. So long story short, Bain's my last name. Sorry, I talk a lot, man.
No, you're good. You're good, man. This is all interesting. Very interesting. Yeah,
that's what we're here for.
You know, this is a unique company, I would say. I mean, to offer, you know, the products that you're offering. And we're going to get into that in a little bit with Scott. That Metal Guy says best deodorant, natural deodorant he's ever used. Awesome. What's your personal beard routine for your own beard? Like, what's your daily routine?
So I wake up, and for about 3 days, I forget to put beard oil in, and my beard starts to itch.
Okay. You're a minimalist in the beard care.
No, it's funny because my wife will be like, you have a beard oil company, right? And I'll be like, yeah, I sure do. I do. It's weird because on the days that I remember to do it, and I get up at 5 a.m. I work from home. I walk to my desk. I sign in. I don't have much of a routine.
Mm-hmm.
I almost died last year in May. I had extraordinarily bad sleep apnea. It almost killed me.
Wow.
So as big as I am now, I was almost 380 in this time last year.
Wow.
So down to 315 now. Got a long way to go. But
that's awesome though.
Yeah. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's finding a way to care about yourself again, and create new routines, right? So, I don't think a lot about myself when it comes to this life I live. I don't think about my comfort very often. I don't think about a lot of things. I started the company because of other people. So my beard is not the first thing that I think of every day.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do want to take care of it, when I do feel like I have the time to do it, I will typically dry my beard about 95% of the way. And I will grab my oil after I feel like I got a little dampness left in it, but it's just to help, the oil spread a little bit better. And I typically do droppers along my face like this.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I do that is because I have little spots of eczema on my chin.
Mm-hmm.
And it can sometimes make wearing anything very uncomfortable. So I want to get as much oil down into my face as I possibly can. So I drop through there, and then I brush a lot, because for me, it's getting into the skin, ridding the hair follicle of all that dead skin that's building up because of my eczema. And then that helps relieve it when I remember to do it. That's the key, right? So, but a brush, horse head brush, and a couple times a day, I drop some in my beard.
Mm-hmm.
Also, my wife's got one of those really cool Dyson like super blowers with like the 360 brush. So I'll actually run it through my beard at the end of the day sometimes, just to kind of help get all that dead skin off my face. But when I remember to do it, man, I go for days without any itch. Mm-hmm. I never wore a beard because I would get a day or two in and I'd just be itching like crazy. So I've gone for 3 or 4 years now with carrying a beard roughly this length. And it's when I started making my own oil that I really started to be able to tolerate the beard.
Mm-hmm.
So on really dry days, I add some butter or some salve in my beard. The salve, obviously, because of the eczema, but the butter for me is what helps relieve me for the longest amount of time, because that butter has got the same oil blend that's in my beard oil. That same complexity, all those herbs, all those oils, and of course it's got the shea and cocoa butter in it.
Mm-hmm.
So for long-term stuff, the butter helps keep me, my beard satisfied for a few days. But I have to get a lot of the oil in my skin.
Right.
I know a lot of guys will kind of go underneath and then pull it through like that. Chief was showing me the other day his long beard, like showing me how he fluffed it up. Yeah, so that's pretty much my routine. It's pretty simple. I'm wearing balm tonight though. I wanted to get my beard a little bit more under control.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, beard looks good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. And yes, I'm glad you have a balm. You do offer a balm, which is nice.
Yeah.
So when you started to make your own products, like, had you used any other like beard companies products prior to you starting your own care?
Not really great oil. I found one that was pretty complex. We were up in Blue Ridge, Georgia, which is really close to where I had found the apothecary to buy all the herbs to begin with. McKaysville, Tennessee. There's a really cool herbal apothecary up there. It's real close to Blue Ridge. But I found this one beard oil that was very complex. It was a patchouli and melon blend, and it had 5 or 6 herbs in it, and it had about 12 oils in it, and I really liked it. It was more heavy on the melon than it was the patchouli. But I remember thinking, this doesn't give me a headache. It's not overpowering. I don't want it off my face right away. And I just really needed to find, when that beard oil died, because it died after about 6 months, the scent. So when I got to the point where I was making my own, I wanted to copy some of those ideas and expand on them. Because I felt like it was the herbs that were making it so it was better for my beard. And the added benefit for some of those herbs is that, like, rosemary helps the oil last longer. It's an antimicrobial. You've got some of my other herbs in there actually make the oil more effective in growing your hair. It makes the hair follicle healthier. It actually can help not have your beard turn gray fast. There's all sorts of things that these oils do. But a majority of it was just, trying to find something that got me back to that one oil that I really liked. And what do I do with all this oil I made? I mean, I literally had 8 1-gallon jars from the 8 gallons of avocado oil that I had poured with all these herbs parceled out and had been sitting on a shelf for a couple of months as they slowly infused. But I just wanted to find something that would take me back to that moment when I found this beard oil that I really made my face feel not itchy. And the scent was smooth. It was soothing. It was essential oils. My passion is actually essential oils. As much as I love some of the scented oils that we've worked with, I absolutely love essential oils. And if I could find every scent profile in an essential oil, I would never use anything else. Unfortunately, there are people in this world that like pumpkin pie in their face.
Or pumpkin spice, right?
Yeah, which I have, by the way. But actually, that one, you know what's funny? I just said that, but my pumpkin pie mix is all essential oils.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that. No, but I have a passion for that because the essential oils are beneficial too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My good buddy Steven, that metal guy, him and I came up with, after some talks, came up with lavender and peppermint, and
it's really good.
Oh, you have it right on.
Yeah, it's really good.
I
love it.
I didn't think I would like this, and he gave me that idea, and I'm like, man, that's very interesting. So my wife and I got all the stuff out, and we started blending, and it was like it punches you in the face with that lavender with a little bit of mint, and as soon as you put it on, it's cooling, and it's relaxing, and it's not that you want to put more on your face, but it's like it brings you to a point where you're like you can chill a little bit. And I really didn't know that lavender could do that like that, but it does. So, you know, I wear this one about once a week because I have, you know, I'm testing other stuff, so I have to wear a lot of different things. But I wear this one about once a week, and this was that metal guy's idea. Was this one?
Well, good job, Steven.
Yep, good
job. Really good.
That's pretty good.
Shout out.
Now that peppermint doesn't burn you at all?
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all.
No.
It's not. You're not pouring like a quarter of an ounce of peppermint in there.
Yeah.
My wife's in the room. She could probably say, but it's like maybe 25 drops, 30 drops. It's so minute that you're going to get the effervescence of the peppermint, but it's not going to just blow your face out with, you know, like you were sucking on a pepper star mint, right? It's just cooling enough that it relaxes you. And you know what lavender does? It just makes you want to chill. It's very relaxing scent. And if I wear this, I have a better night's sleep if I wear this throughout the day. So yeah, Steve's a good guy.
Hey Jay.
What's up, Jay? And a couple other people coming in, Mr. B.
Mr. B.
Me, Bain. You've got a lot of fans in here for Bain's Blends.
Well, I gotta tell you right now, like I love this community of people. Joey Hookham, like I started going to this cigar group called Holy Smokes. There's chapters all over the United States. A lot of pastors and, you know, a lot of church guys go, but ended up meeting Joey up at Cigar International in North Tampa, and we started talking, and we started, you know, I relayed because he has this big, amazing beard. So we started talking about the fact that I was thinking about starting this company. And he gave me tons of fantastic feedback. I mean, just amazing feedback to the point where he's like, you should try this. Don't do this. Like, you should try to get your labels to look like this. And what a humble and incredible human being he is.
Yeah, Joey's an OG in the community.
100%. And what's funny is I've come to find out that, you know, my wife and I just had our 18th wedding anniversary on March 3rd. And come to find out that Joey, after months of knowing him, has been really good friends with my brother-in-law for a number of years because they both worked for, one worked for Pepsi, one worked for Coke. So they their shifts used to pass. Yeah. So they used to pass each other in these stores, and they became good friends.
Oh, okay. That's
so
cool.
Yeah, Joey's a phenomenal human being. And he actually opened up some avenues to where I'm at today.
Nice.
I'm not really sure how it happened, but I think that he introduced me to Dan, and introduced me to Dan and introduced me to Steven. And from there, both of those guys have just been incredible, introducing me to new people and giving me feedback, and just trying to help steer me in the next direction, because I never focused too much on that. And yeah, Joey works for Coke.
I'm glad to hear that, Joey.
But yeah, they've been steering me in the right direction, and man, I have so much respect for all of them. Everybody in the community's been phenomenal. So, yeah.
Let's get into the slideshow, Scott, and talk more about these formulations.
Is it legal for them to be friends?
Yeah.
I think they're strangers in the night.
I had the privilege of trying not only that, but Man Cave as well. That's what Scott's wearing today. But I love them both. Man Cave is really nice, and Cool Serenity. Really good oils.
Yeah, I've got that one. I also like the South Beach and Lumberjack. They're all pretty good.
Yeah, Lumberjack's my go-to if I have a really bad itchy day. Cedarwood just kills the itch. It's such a great, and that one's all essential oils as well. And that one for me is the one I go to when I'm having a really bad itchy day, because the cedarwood and all that's in there, just it's phenomenal. And I love the smell. Not everybody likes cedar, but for me, cedar is one of the best things you can put in your beard as far as an essential oil is concerned.
Yeah, I really like that smell.
Yeah. Funny thing about Man Cave, did you pick up a little vanilla in that, Brewer?
Yeah, I think so.
So the cool thing about that is there's no I'm sorry, honey. Honey.
Honey, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no honey in there at all.
It does smell like honey.
Yeah. The vanilla tobacco scented oil we buy, when it's merged with the vanilla and the sandalwood, there's honey that comes out of it. And it creates almost this cologne-like blend that smells different on almost everybody that's tried it. A friend of mine put it on his beard, and it smelled so different on his face than in anybody else that I had seen try it. And his wife just absolutely loves that. He buys 2 bottles at a time. So that's been my go-to. I've had more women buy that for themselves in my butters at the stores that I'm at than I've had almost any other purchase outside of the salve and my deodorant.
Wow.
So
so you want to talk a little bit about this sale you've got going on?
Yeah. So in the hopes of just getting out there a little bit more, I basically lowered all the prices of my oils to $10 through the end of, or the beginning of May. And I want to get this stuff in more people's hands, right? But I'm also got no shipping right now if you buy three or more items. So I figured I would just bite the bullet on some of this. I really want to get my oils in more people's hands and introduce more people to it. But I'll be honest, like I want people to eventually switch to a better, healthier deodorant. I want people to try the salve or find somebody out, or be able to see that there's a salve there for someone that they love that might be dealing with some of these other health issues. Like, as I told you guys, like those are my 2 passionate things. When I met my wife the day she turned 18, so we met on AOL, and a couple of weeks, yeah, I know. Listen, I said I'm not going to meet you. She's in the room, by the way. I am not going to meet with you until the day you turn 18. So we end up meeting the day she turns 18, and spent the whole day with her family, and we've been kind of inseparable ever since. But at age 19, she had a lump removed. They found a lump in her breast, and that's been in the back of our heads ever since. Her grandmother passed away from breast cancer, and her mom's a cancer survivor. So when it came to this thing we've been trying to do, the next logical iteration was to try to create a healthy deodorant that wasn't going to trap all these toxins in and wouldn't add toxins into the body. So,
Right.
I mean, if nobody else bought my deodorant, it works for my family. And ultimately, that's what matters, you know. But other than a handful of ladies that have tried the deodorant, I've had about a 90 to 95% success rate on the deodorant so most people can use it. It's simple. It's, you know, a lot of people have problem with baking soda, but mine's naturally mined sodium bicarbonate, so it doesn't have that chemical aspect to it, you know, lab created, and as natural as can be. So those two items, I'm in a store called Detweiler's here locally. Yeah, I can ship outside the U.S. Just hit me up offline and we'll talk. There's a store locally that started carrying my stuff fairly early on, about 6 months after I started my company, maybe 7 months. So I didn't focus on growing a community or trying to interact with people in this community because I was so focused on that and making sure I could fulfill orders and do the wholesale side of things. And as that has been growing, I've wanted to get further into this wonderful community that you all are a part of. And a lot of it has to do with just, I really want to spread the word that there is a healthier way to do deodorant. You know, I want to get that in more people's hands, or at least get someone to think, hey, what I might be using might be toxic. Let's try something else. Even if mine doesn't work, at least you might be able to try something else. And, you know, as a consequence, I've had a lot of happy customers. I haven't had a single person at Detweiler's return my deodorant that I know of. I haven't had any complaints that I know of. They've expanded to other stores. They carried in 2, now they're in 3. There's 1 more. So, you know, I love that I'm in the local community, providing local. But I really do want to get my stuff in other people's hands. So that's why I'm doing the sale. And, you know, my products may not work for somebody, but they might work for somebody else. Yeah. And, you know, I can't be all things to all people. That's where these other wonderful companies come in. So if I can just add to that diversity by creating a product that someone might be able to enjoy or get a benefit from, I'm happy. And if I lose money on something, you know, so be it. Eventually God will bless me and it'll take off, you know. That's how I look at it.
Someone had a question. How much are the oils originally?
15.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how to answer this question really, but I've done research on similar oils that have slightly less complexity, and they're in the $18 to $20 range. But I really do want to kind of spread the word on my product. So I'm more than happy to sell them where they're at for a month or 2. I know a couple people have told me it might lessen the value of the product in other people's eyes, but look, I mainly want to put my oils in someone's hands, right? And that gives me the opportunity to establish that relationship. And then if someone wants to come in and say, hey, can we try this? I've had multiple customers ask me for custom blends. I've done it. I've had multiple people ask me for different scents in their deodorant. I've done it. You know, I have the ability to make my own labels, so I'm able to be flexible enough to do that. I've done custom labels for people on the fly as well. And all these labels for all my products I've designed, like the Man Cave one. the original is a black and white. And as much as I wanted to kind of keep that look, someone with a big following in the bearded community, I won't say his name, but he's like, if you want to get any notoriety, your labels have to be pretty catchy. So that's where we started changing some things up. And, you know, AI, I think most beard oil creators benefit from AI.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of how I started designing things, was through AI.
I actually like the original. That's just me, though.
Thank you.
I like bold. Like, I like simple, bold look to like products. That's just me, though. Like,
yeah, I agree.
There's definitely people that love the artwork too, and they'll collect just for the artwork. So I mean, there's both sides.
So I think I'm going to be doing that line. Is going to be, you know, like bourbon and whiskey and tobaccos and stuff like that. So if you see this piece of art, and you look right behind me at that wonderful painting, it's the same guy.
Okay.
His name is Tony Mareshi, and he does blended styles. And I waited for about a year or more for this label, for this character. And so I'm going to have a very simple line that's going to kind of draw between the old style of labels and this new style without being outlandish like some of the other oils. And this is going to be a more refined, you know, it's almost going to be like a cologne. And this is going to be, we're going to call it the parlor line. Also my wife's idea, by the way. She's the nose in the family. She's the one that puts all the scents together. She's awesome. So, but yeah, this is going to be the parlor line, and I'm going to be at the Ybor City Cigar Festival in December. I'm going to be one of the only ones that's not selling cigars. So I wanted to make sure that I had a really good, refined, gentlemanly line to bring there. Yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah, but I'm like you. I like the old school look. For me, that's where I wanted to stay. But I feel like I kind of needed to give in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I did.
So we've got a beard oil here on sale, and yes, everybody was asking earlier. Yes, you heard it right. $10 an oil.
Call me crazy.
You just trying to get people to give it a try. I'm not sure if I got this carrier blend right. There's a lot there.
There's a lot there. Yeah. So I mean, you want me to go through it and sort of the reasons why?
Sure.
Yeah. So this might be a combination of. Oh no, that's the normal blend. Yeah. So I take all my herbs and I infuse them in avocado oil first. And the reason why is avocado oil doesn't spoil very easily. It's got a long shelf life. And some of the herbs are actually meant to extend that shelf life as well. So the first thing I do is I dump all the herbs in there, dump all the oil in there, and I let it sit. And there's a faster way of doing it where I could do the same process in 2 days at a very controlled heat. But I would rather it sit on a shelf because the longer you can allow the terpenes and all these other oils that are inside these herbs to come out on their own, it's going to be a healthier oil. But every one of the oils on this list has a different form and function, right? So, aloe vera, vitamin E, apricot kernel, grapeseed—they all have different levels of fats, amino acids, different benefits to the skin, and jojoba oil by itself is a little sticky. Argan, sweet almond, castor. We all know what castor does. It can actually help your hair regrow. But each one of them by themselves, I wouldn't want on my beard. But when you combine these oils together, and I'm very thankful that I didn't waste a lot of oil trying to figure this out. But about the second attempt, I figured out a blend that I really liked. And I didn't waste a lot of oil. And it could have been that I just really liked it and threw in the towel early and didn't want to waste a lot of money. But I just figured out this blend of oil I really liked and how each oil felt. Some were heavier, some were more slippery, some were a little stickier. But I got to the pumpkin seed oil, and I was reading that pumpkin seeds it makes everything else more available. Like, it enhances all the other oils. And I was telling Scott this a little earlier, but I didn't want to go the route of the animal fats, not because I didn't like them, but because they just felt heavy. And at the time, they were not cheap. Emu oil and tallow, they weren't cheap. And tallow is really not cheap now.
Right.
But I wanted to make my oil so someone who is a vegan, which I'm not, but someone who's a vegan that was going to pick up my salve or my butter would be able to feel comfortable bringing all that together in one oil that had a nice balance of fats, a nice balance of health benefits, and I wouldn't have to sit there and change the entire formula because of, someone was a vegan or a vegetarian. So I like what I stuck with. And some of those oils are much more expensive than they were 2 years ago. Pumpkin seed oil is $100 more a gallon than it was 2 years ago. So being able to buy all this stuff and make my blends, felt good to be able to do all that. Felt good. I was happy with the blend, and I just kind of stuck with it. But I was talking to Santa earlier, and he brought up black seed oil. And black seed oil has this antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory profile to it that as men wearing these beards, it's hard for us to get all this detritus and dead skin off our face. And the anti-inflammatory function of black seed oil and its just delightful smell was something that absolutely had to stay in all my oils despite its price. So I just couldn't compromise on that. And I had to add it. So
yeah, this combination works really well on my beard. I'll say that.
Yeah. Great feeling beard, real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. Feels good on the skin. I'm wearing the Serenity one. The scent is gone by now, but that's kind of normal. That's typical. I mean,
yeah.
Lavender I could smell a little bit, but
Yeah.
not peppermint. But I mean, I put it on. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock my time, so I put it on 15 hours ago. So,
well, I'm glad it wasn't 15 minutes ago. You had me a little worried.
no.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Glad I wasn't 15 minutes ago.
No,
Yeah,
no,
and
15 hours. Yeah.
and for you, like, did it get into your skin after you pulled it through? You didn't have to wipe your hands off or anything?
No. I mean, I really don't pay attention to that because I just rub it into my elbows. If it is on my hands, I really don't even pay attention to that anymore. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it absorbed well because no itch throughout the day.
Right on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I really like the squalane oil too. Very light, very heavily refined olive oil, and I just love how it felt. Very, really light feel without any stickiness. And I mean, olive oil is great for you to ingest, but on the skin, it's phenomenal, and it just adds this lightness to it that if it wasn't there, like things like castor or the vitamin E oil might wear it down and make it a little heavier, and I don't like that. And squalane was a really almost a last minute addition as well, but I use that in my deodorant too. I think it's a phenomenal oil, and I would love to see more people use it. It's not that expensive, so it'll expand an oil profile very well.
Yeah, if it works, it works. I know there's a lot of people in here who are just been raving about this. I'm kind of surprised I hadn't heard about your company before I ran across you in the Renegade Beard Club.
Yeah. Shout out to Renegade Beer Club.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I joined courtesy of Dan, so I'm now a member.
I have a question. Now, since everything you do is all natural and everything like that, like your salve, I mean, would you say it's safe for dogs as well? Like if they got a hot spot?
On a very, very light basis. I have unfortunately been infested by fleas in my house all of a sudden. And as we're dealing with that, one of our poor dogs, our Beagle pointer mix, is dealing with that. So I have been using every couple of days, I'll add some salve to him. The only issue with some of these, and this is where I say you have to do your own research. If I would look at all the ingredients and I would double check to see if they're toxic to dogs. I use very little on my dog in a place that he can't reach. If he was able to get to his leg to lick it off, I wouldn't put it on him. I've actually been putting a little bit of tallow on the spots that he can get to. So fleas are the worst. Terrible. I hate fleas. Hate them. So, obviously safe for humans. Obviously you would need to do your own research because it's got tree nuts. So you would need to research if you're allergic to tree nuts, or avocados or, anything. But I would, just definitely recommend that you do some research and then, make a very logical determination based off of your research whether or not it would be safe. That's all.
Okay. Well, I mean that's one thing about bulldogs is about other than their front paws, they really can't hardly lick anywhere because they're not very flexible.
I love bulldogs. I was a Marine, so bulldogs have a place in my heart, man.
Yep.
Awesome. Is he getting is he got some sort of fungal thing going on or?
Yeah, we're changing up his diet some, as far as the weight loss too. But yeah, we're adding some vegetables and some fruit in, like blueberries are good for them and stuff.
Right.
Have the antioxidants. But I'm also adding in some salmon oil. Like, we feed them twice a day, so I only give them the oil once a day. I don't want to go overboard. And I do the vegetables like for lunch, and then I do the fruits for supper time. So, yeah, we just started that this week, so we'll see. He was on an antibiotic and it cleared up, but like it's like in his armpits and his like leg pits, like
Yeah.
his point, I guess. They've been
You add a
getting
little bit of coconut oil, or cold pressed organic coconut oil. That'll also help. And B vitamins. One of the things that we're finding out right now is that if you get your dog on a really good B vitamin, it'll help with their skin a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry you're having to put up with that. I hate seeing our puppies suffering. It's awful. I mean, this blend is, for sure. I would, I don't have essential oils in myself. It's essential oil free. It's unscented. So, I wouldn't put a skin butter that has essential oils in it for sure. But the unscented eczema salve, I'd be much more okay with doing it. I would just have to go through and double check the ingredients to use very, very little. Which the good thing about the salve is you don't need a lot to get good coverage on it. So a little bit goes a very long way for most people. And if I put any on my dog, I just grab a little bit on my finger and I just lightly put it on the problem area. Again, in a place that they can't lick.
Mm-hmm.
So, neem is really good for that. Wormwood is really good for this issue of like psoriasis and eczema as well. A lot of eczema and psoriasis is derived from an internal issue. So, for people that have extreme versions of those two conditions, wormwood taken internally is fantastic. But what I loved about all of it is that you want to work in concert with what's going on inside. So I've had a lot of people that I've interacted with that I'm like, you need to go buy a wormwood supplement and use my salve. And the most glaring and obvious person that started this, I was set up at Detweiler's one Saturday morning, and right next to checkout, which I still don't know why they put me there, but this place is packed on Saturdays. And this older gentleman, he's got to be 75. He's about 6'4", 6'5", towers over me. And I'm looking at him 20 feet away, and I could see that his hands look like raw meat.
Mm.
And I say, sir, please come over. I said, I'll give you some of this salve out of my own pocket. You need to try it. And I said, go buy some wormwood in there. And, you have eczema, right? And he goes, yeah, I've had it my whole life. And 4 weeks later goes by, and I walk in to see how they're doing with my product on the shelf. And Valerie, this wonderful lady that works there, she's like, come here. You know that gentleman that you helped, that older gentleman with the really bad hands? And I said, yeah. He's like, his hands are almost clear.
Wow.
And I was like, so rewarding to be able to have that happen. Yeah. It's like, I care more. Honestly, I care more about helping other people than I do about sitting here making a fortune. Right? I would have a real hard time selling my business for $1 million if a big box store wanted to sell my stuff. I'd have a really hard time doing that because I know I would either have to give it up or I have to compromise something that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm not comfortable with that. So I just try to stick to my guns there. And I've given away more bottles of salve than I've sold. And if that continues, so be it.
So I've been using the salve for the past week. I have eczema, and I found that, I just put a little bit on, just like it says on the directions. I've had to use it like twice a day, at least. I apply it first thing in the morning, and then close to like bedtime, I have to apply it again. But it's working really well. Like it does soothe the skin, like soothes the irritation to where I'm not itching as much. And yeah, definitely no. I haven't noticed any side effects or anything like that from it.
Good. Do you know if you have like a nickel allergy or anything?
Not to nickel, no.
Okay.
No.
So nickel is a real big deal when it comes to eczema as well. I personally have noticed that my own struggles with it have lessened the minute we took all of our nickel utensils out of our house. We replaced all of them with stainless steel.
Yeah.
And I've had to deal with it a lot less. I don't know about my wife and daughter, but I know I have dealt with it a lot less. So, but typically it's an internal condition. Like I would absolutely helps with acne. I have a teenage daughter. It helps with acne. And I have a teenage son. And anytime they have a flare up, I'm like, did you put the salve on your face? No. And they'll go put it on. And the next day, their flare ups mostly gone. I've had people with poison ivy that have used it. I ended up getting my stuff in an apothecary up in Georgia because a gentleman who got it down here walked in there and told them I had real bad poison ivy on my feet and on my legs. And I tried this salve and it took it out in a day. And they bought my stuff and they keep it up there. I've had people walk in the Detweilers, and one lady had just gotten stung by a bee. And 5 minutes after they put some on her skin, her bee sting had stopped. And I think that had to do with the beeswax, because there's a little bit of beeswax in there. And the within 5 minutes, her bee sting pain was gone. So I'm not saying it's a catch-all, but there's a lot to it. It's a very complex. It's a very complex formula that I put
There's
together.
a lot of ingredients.
A lot of ingredients. A lot of ingredients.
Scott, you're supposed to put them all on the screen.
I don't know. They're all listed on the website.
Well, they're listed on the bottle.
Yeah, I can see that just on the graphic here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for that matter too, like the labels are going to pretty much stay the same for this stuff. I printed out a whole bunch of these. I'm kind of like dealing with with Detweilers. This is sort of the style that'll be for the butters, no matter what scent I have. And until I run out, if someone wants to order a butter that's not on the website, all they have to do is reach out. I can make it. I can pretty much make anything in any style that someone wants, and they just have to reach out and let me know what they're interested in. And we're also going to be, within the next month, we're going to be doing sample packs too.
Really nice.
Because I've added so much to my plate recently, website redesign, and just having an abundance of wonderful conversations with people. And I'm actually in the process of helping some other folks with some other ideas. I have kind of put that on the back burner, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer on the website, if someone wants to buy a 6-pack or a 12-pack of different scents to try out, they're just going to do it at checkout. And then the instructions will be that they have to email me and tell me what scents that they want. That way I'm not pigeonholing somebody into a certain thing that they may or may not want.
Yeah.
Because I know that some folks love foodie stuff. My sister-in-law hates it. So I would never want her to get foodie stuff to sample,
Yeah.
And we want to go back to the shea butter as well. I buy what's called Nicoletta shea, and it's much softer at room temperature. Melts much creamier, and sort of a cross idea between adding the shea into the oil to create a little bit of a denser profile like you would if you were to add emu, but not enough where it's not going to absorb and it won't layer, right? So the other cool thing about Nicoletta shea too is that the market for Nicoletta shea comes from women in Africa in their own villages, and they're always coming from these villages. They're not controlled by a corporation. So I get to kill two birds with one stone. I get to provide a little bit of a fattier oil without it being dense, and I get to support this industry in Africa. That's not, some big shea butter conglomerate. It's always going to come from these small batch, villages from women that are running these companies. It's kind of cool.
Interesting.
Not slave labor. So,
all right.
Yeah, that's something that's great about the small batch companies.
Yeah, being able to have something unique that you bring to the market that not a lot of other people can do, and you're providing a benefit that not a lot of people know about. That's what's sort of cool about this business. I keep finding that out more and more. So you guys had a chance to talk to Raven a couple of weeks back, and I've had a chance to get to know him pretty well over the last couple of weeks, and he's a really remarkable human being.
Oh yeah.
And if people in the chat haven't had a chance to check out his company, I'd highly recommend it.
Yeah, or go back a couple episodes and check out our show with him. He's
absolutely
just a great guy to even just listen to.
Yeah. Raven's a fantastic storyteller.
Yeah,
he just kind of grabs you,
Mm-hmm.
And then Dan's just scary. He's a big guy.
Yeah, he is
big guy. So.
Okay, and not that I believe these aren't all in every blend, but some of them are in specific blends, right?
Nope, this is in every single bottle of oil.
Wow.
Yep. Yep. So I typically infuse about 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces of each herb. I grind it to not a powder, but close to it. And then I pour the oil over the top, and then I just keep it going, stir it every couple of days to agitate it. And it gently infuses. The other option is I infuse in a water bath for a couple of days at a temperature that's not going to burn the most sensitive herb, because some herbs have a much higher burn point than other herbs. Like calendula is a flower, and it's very delicate. You really don't want to bring the temperature above 140. So I don't bring the temperature above 140. And then you have to do that continuously for a couple of days. And once I figured out the method for doing that, if I needed to produce an oil more quickly, if I needed to make a new batch of salve, which there's more herbs that go in that one, but if I needed to make a new batch of salve, that's what I would do. I would do a fast infusion over heat to make sure I'd be able to meet that demand. But yes, what you see on the screen is in every single beard oil. That is my mix.
Wow.
Yep. And spearmint adds like a really nice, a nice, refreshing effervescence to it. But the predominant one that kind of blows the whole thing out is rosemary. Rosemary will kind of overpower the rest of the mix. But there's a form and function for each herb, for the skin or for the beard, for your hair follicle. for hair growth, for the health of your pores. You don't want your pores to get clogged, but then some of these herbs are naturally antibacterial and antifungal. And guess what? Some guys don't take care of their beards or wash their beards every couple of days, right? Well, if you don't have something to naturally take care of that with antifungal or an antimicrobial, you have the potential of getting some funk in your beard, and you just don't want to do that. So then, of course, you're going to strip out your beard every time that you put a soap in it, and it's something I figured I would stick to this formula. That way I didn't have to change it every single time. And I haven't found anybody allergic to this mix yet.
Yeah. That's
I think
cool.
It would be really interesting if you were to do a blog post on like what each one does for the skin.
Yeah. That is in the works. It'll be whether or not I update fully my website into something else that it is now.
Mm-hmm.
But Chief, what a guy, man. He gave me some great ideas, and I was able to integrate those. Same with Dan. I was able to integrate those into the website. Now it's just I got to continue that.
Yeah.
There will probably be a number of blog posts on the website that describe each one and the why. But there is some overlap, right? So some of these herbs are going to kind of do the same thing as another herb, but they just kind of attack it differently.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And biodiversity, not everybody's going to respond to the same herb that somebody else will.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't want to call it no, I'm not going to use that term. I was going to say something that I shouldn't say, but you attack the problem at multiple fronts at the same time. You're kind of overwhelming a potential problem before it begins. And again, I'm addressing problems that I have, my wife and daughter have, and ended up working out for us. And I just felt like the formula worked, and I don't want to change it.
Mm-hmm.
I figured also it'd be more expensive to try to, do 10 jars of herbs and exclude one, right? Like, figure that would be more laborious and time-consuming than just doing them all the same way. Now, I do have other herbs, but I infuse those separately by themselves. So if someone says, well, I would like more of something, or I have this problem, or my eczema is really bad, or my psoriasis is really bad, I can throw something else at it, like extra black seed. So I actually have black seed itself. I can infuse that into oil by itself without buying black seed oil. So I can make a much stronger version of that. And black seed oil is fantastic against eczema.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of attacked that problem from multiple fronts.
It's pretty cool. And I don't think there are a lot of companies out here who are doing this. So
yes, I do find myself to be a little bit in a separate category.
Unique.
There's some uniqueness to it, yes.
Yeah.
But by no means do I poo-poo anybody else's product or anybody else's ideas. Like, that's the wonderful part about all of this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I get the opportunity to help somebody else with their product, and I have a few times. And I love the fact that I can do that. Like, I don't need to stand on the precipice of greatness and be like, nobody else can join me. No, like, we can all do this together. It's fun to see other people's ideas
Mm-hmm.
and everybody else's individuality.
And that's the great thing about this community is a lot of people who are working together to make their stuff even better.
Right. Yeah.
Beard butter.
Yeah, so, man, the beard butter. I have a love-hate relationship with beard butter.
I have some comments about the beard butter.
Oh, comment away, please.
So, aesthetically, not pleasing.
No, not at all.
And I was kind of hesitant to put it in my beard because of the grittiness. However, when I took a little bit and worked it in my hands, breaks down really easy as long as you use a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
I'm used to just taking like a wallop, fingerful of beard butter, and it breaks down fine with, you know, like a poured butter or a whipped butter.
Yeah.
But for yours, I found that if I just take a little bit, work it in my beard, and you really don't need that much either.
No.
And it does work really well throughout the day.
Yeah.
So I was really surprised at that. But like I said, aesthetically, I was kind of fearful.
Yeah.
Like it's not the eye pleasing, but
No.
it does work well. Like it does function well in the beard.
Yeah. So I think the reason why it doesn't look right is because I whipped everything. And then I decided I didn't want to whip it anymore. So this is a cross between a whipped butter that was then melted.
Okay.
And that's why it may be a little off-putting right now. But here's the thing about the butter. It does exactly what you said. It does melt and integrates well. I've always seen that. But it melts. And I've had more than one customer buy an oil and they open it up, despite my warning, and it pour all over them. And the whip is gone. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I have decided that I am going to, for every time somebody orders some butter, I am going to take all of that melted butter that I have, or all that whipped butter that I have, and melt it. And I am going to pour it from there. And it will be denser, and it may not look nice, but it should work. And I have found that I have to use a lot less of mine than I have others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's complex. It has the same stuff that the beard oil has in it, other than the castor, a tiny bit of beeswax, and the cocoa butter. But yes, it's not appealing. Please don't show people. Yeah, it's not appealing. And
it's not that bad. I mean,
no, but no, I do appreciate the comment, because that's almost the same exact thought I had sending it to you. I'm like, this does not look pretty.
Yeah, you're like, I really. Yeah, you kind of warned me too when you sent me a message about changing from whipped to poured, and
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense now. Like I didn't understand that you basically just sent me melted down whipped.
Yeah,
and it makes more sense now.
Yeah.
And I think it's just part of the ingredients that makes it gritty. Even if it was produced poured, like there's gonna be some grittiness to it, but it does break down really easily. Just use a little bit of it at a time. Because I learned, like if you use too much, it doesn't break down because you got too much in your hands.
Yeah.
But if you use a little bit, it breaks down easily. Put it in the beard, no grittiness in the beard.
Yeah.
And it works well all day.
Good. Yeah, I'm glad that you've been your experience, because I mean I've had that same struggle, but when I whip it, I would take 5 or 6 hours to whip it. And then I'd have to get it into shape, and then I'd have to shape it up. Nobody?
Right. Just whip it.
Whip it good, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when I started making the product, I had this love-hate relationship with the whipping part. It would take literally all day to whip it. And I'd have to pour it off the mixer and put it in the fridge, cover it, put it in the fridge, wait for it to cool down more, and keep doing the same process. And by the time I live in Florida, there's it's warm 10 months out of the year here. And when it's not warm, it's still warm, right? So nobody's going to get a beard oil or a beard butter from me, and it's going to end up making it they're whipped.
Yeah.
There's no sense in keeping it that way. So it will now be poured. And I'm sorry to anybody that likes whipped beer or whipped butter, but it's gonna make it there. The kilt, there's not a lot of coconut in it. Coconut is not a heavy oil that goes into the product. It represents probably about a twelfth of the total weight of the oil. It's not a lot at all, but it's just enough to balance that fat profile out, right? To make it more available to make it function better. So look at all these guys in here. What's up, Joey? And Raven. Some folks that I know face to face are in here too talking. What's up, Millie? So yeah, not a lot of coconut oil. I think my chat's like really far behind. Oh yeah. Guys, it's showing me chat from like 9:24.
Oh.
What is going on?
Yeah, sometimes it'll freeze. You just have to scroll it or something.
Oh, gotcha. It's going. So you got to scroll up.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Yeah, a little weird.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, I appreciate your comment about the butter, man. I'm glad that it melted. I'm glad that you didn't have to use too much. I'm sorry if it felt off-putting. I really am. Yeah. So it was that metal guy that gave me the idea of the frag out, and Steven and I were talking about how to get a butter out to the masses that would give somebody the option of being able to wear a scent outside of the butter or a cologne or something like that. So he's like, dude, you should put a grenade on it and it's exploding and it's frag out. And I'm like, what does frag out mean? And I was sitting there smoking a cigar at Cigar International. And this guy, Nick, said, fragrance out. I'm like, oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. It never even dawned on me that that's what it was getting at.
Yeah. Well, it was Steven's idea, and collaborating with really cool people. Steven's one of them. So.
Yeah, he is. So is the lime bergamot the same butter or
same butter, just with essential oils?
Okay.
So lime bergamot, lumberjack. There's a few others, but those are all essential oils. Lime bergamot is lime, bergamot, orange, tangerine, and one other one I can't think of. But it's all orange, or it's all citrus. And it's got, I don't know if you guys like bergamot. I love bergamot. But it's got this like deep, heavy lime, but there's like this bitterness to it. And it is a phenomenal scent in a butter. And then the lumberjack just smells exactly like the lumberjack oil. It's got this heavy pine, clary sage, and some other essential oils in it. And they're both very good conditioning oils. Now, I will say that I get a little fearful over citrus because if you have sensitivities, it can cause sunburns and sunlight very easily. So I don't always wear citrus if I know I'm going to be outside for any amount of time because it can cause some skin sensitivity.
Yeah.
So it's not one that I'll wear all the time. But I predominantly stick to man cave in the butter or unscented if I wear it. Those will be my two. And I've been seeing some orders filter in, everybody, and I'm so grateful for that. I really do appreciate it. We'll get started on them tomorrow.
Yeah, and I've seen a few people in the chat say that they've bought It's really great, guys. It's a great price.
Yeah.
And great feeling beard. So
yeah,
I'm sure you guys will be pleasantly surprised if you have before.
yeah. The spice and barrel, the sandalwood lux, the mahogany oak, and the tobacco oud. There is some scents that we've found, from various scent companies that we absolutely love, and we were just like, we got a bunch of people that want a cologne style, so let's just start ordering some stuff and see what we can come up with. And my wife has this phenomenal nose, and so she's Italian, so I guess it runs in the blood, but um, she just is able to go in there and she's able to put profiles together so easily. Like, I would sit there all day and struggle to find one. She can come up with 10. So, everything that you see on the screen here, except for the lumberjack and man cave, these are all new, and they are, they're subject to change, but we really like we really like the profile that where they're currently at. I brought some to Cigar International the other day and met with Joey, and he absconded with 2 of them right away. He took the sandalwood lux and the mahogany oak from me and told me I wasn't going to get them back. So, but yeah, it's been fun playing with this stuff, and right now I'm playing around with a Cuban tobacco ode and a little bit of vanilla, a tiny bit of vanilla, and I absolutely love it. I may dial back to no vanilla, but I may offer both a vanilla and a non-vanilla version of this. I need about another couple of weeks, but that's going to go on the website. That smells so good. And she also came up with another one that is not on the website now, but it's another derivative of a s'more. But there is more of a refined cologne to it than the other ones that are there. It's not so much foodie as it's so much like you're walking into a fine dining establishment that also specializes in desserts, and you're smelling all the different cognacs and bourbons that are being poured, in addition to this sweetness that's coming out of the chocolate and the other things that are in the mix. Well, Stu, I'll just add vanilla to another version of it, man. No problem. But I really want to apologize. I didn't have live chat at all. I was not seeing anybody's questions. I'm so sorry. I was not ignoring you guys. But I love working with people. So if there's a beard oil company, or if there's someone who wants to buy, that wants to work with me on something, I'm down. I'm absolutely down to making something custom for somebody. They just got to reach out. And if someone wants to do a gift for somebody and do a custom label, I can do that too. I can do that in an afternoon.
That's very cool to be able to do that for people.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the mahogany oak just smells heavenly. I didn't realize how much I liked vetiver. I absolutely love vetiver. It's an incredible scent. But that scent is probably one of my top 4 favorites right now.
Oh.
Don't you dare scale back that vanilla. Big Stu, I will add more vanilla just because you asked me to, buddy.
And all these sound great. And as you said, the lumberjack, that's all essential. I know we have people who watch our show regularly who that's all they use is essential oil. So
yeah. Yeah, that's where my passion is in an essential oil only. But I realized I was missing out on another part of a potential market that I may not reach if I didn't include stuff that had other scents and stuff in it, you know. So I decided that I needed to add it. Favorite carrier and natural scent. Oh man. Well, carrier. See, this question would probably be better for someone who's more refined as far as mixing and matching carrier blends. With my carrier blend, because it's so heavily herbal in addition to everything else, I don't know how to answer that question, just to be honest with you, Kilt. Natural scent, though, I'm going to have to go with the lime bergamot. Like, I love the citrus. It's very refreshing. Yes, frickin' frag. The unscented is called Frag Out. It's for sale on the website as well. And it's just herbal. You're only going to get an herbal scent off of it. There's no other scents to it. But Kill, it's the carrier blend that I have, the 14 oils and the shea, and then the various citrus to make the lime bergamot. That's my favorite. I love that scent profile of those 5 citrus. It's not overpowering. It's not overpowering at all. I will say though, Jay, that scent can be dialed back fairly easily, but I mean it's really up to preference. So if you were to buy something on the website and you wanted a lighter scent, I can do that. My wife and I have blended up per volume in a bunch of mason jars, ready to divvy up scents inside a single pour bottle. So if you are in need of something lighter scented or heavier scented, we can do all of that. Because there are people that want to smell, they want to power a room over with what they're wearing, and there's other people that don't want that. So, Kill, another question, another answer to that question is the burnt orange patchouli. Thank you for putting that up on the screen, Scott. I did not like patchouli until I found that one that had the melon in it. And we found a essential oil blend from another company that blended patchouli and sweet orange together, and it was burnt orange patchouli. And unbelievable scent profile. And I know not everybody loves patchouli, and I am not one of those people that love it. But the herbal nature of the oil with that patchouli and orange is just out of this world. But you have to like patchouli. It's not for everybody.
Yeah, I like patchouli, but I've never tried an orange patchouli before.
Oh my gosh. I got to send you one, Scott. It's so good. It's so good. It's the psychedelic label.
Yeah, I've got a picture.
Oh, you got it on the screen.
It's pretty
Scott,
cool.
you beat me to it, man. Yeah, there's this beautiful, beautiful orange there. It's just incredible. Love it. A couple of ones that are on here that have recently been purchased by some of you guys in the community. Thank you so much. The pineapple upside down cake has got this beautiful pineapple freshness to it. The peach cobbler, sort of the same way, without without the warm smell that a good warm peach cobbler would have. The s'mores has this. There's almost like a delicate nature to the s'more, but the chocolate is on point. Obviously not going to be for everybody, but I've never thought I'd like it, and I thoroughly enjoy it. The mint chocolate chip is my favorite ice cream.
Not for everybody, but I love it, and I've had a handful of people love it. You're going to have to like it. If you don't like it, you're not going to like it, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
trying to be all things to all people just does not work, you know. Key lime pie. My wife just put that one together recently, and man, it smells. Key lime pie is big around here, and it smells exactly like key lime pie. It's just amazing. And then the orange sherbet, we're still trying to perfect out of the bottle. It just does not hit you in your nose very well, but on the skin and your beard, I love the smell. But it does not have a good out of the bottle, you know, lift the dropper out and smell it. It just doesn't have a good, unfortunately.
Actually, a bunch of years, I don't get much out of the bottle, but as soon as I put it in, it just opens up.
Yeah. Well, that's the combination of the herbs, though, man. There's a play there that I don't understand completely, but there's definitely a play between the mix, the oil blend and the herbs and the scents. Like, you don't get a whammy like some oils that I've smelled. You just kind of get hit really, really hard, and it stays that way. And I get headaches, but we've just found that every time you open the bottle, you get a little bit of delicate scent for some, a little bit more powerful for others, and it just goes nice in the beard. I've found that I've enjoyed everything we've created.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's
obviously
nice
it's not going to be for everybody, but
it's not going to be too overpowering. Everybody, like, you work in an office, everybody's not going to smell you in the office, but you'll smell good.
Yeah. Or you have that one coworker that gets uncomfortably close all the time and makes it very awkward. And I've had people walk up to me and say, "Oh, you smell really nice." I'm like, "Thank you." I appreciate that. But, you know, to each their own, I guess.
And then is there a big difference between that s'more and the drunken s'mores?
Yeah, the drunken s'mores got that bourbon in it. And the bourbon is just like, we're just starting to play with that stuff right now, the bourbons and the whiskeys and all that stuff. And it just adds, it adds that little bit of punch to the face in regards to getting that. I don't know how to describe bourbon other than it has that punch I like in the nose. And there's a sweetness to it too that's added to it. And the profile is lovely. The one that my wife came up with that I like the most, she has to recreate weight-wise here, and that may replace the current Drunken S'mores recipe. Because when I put that on my face, I want to lick my own face. It smells so good. And obviously, that's very hard to do. My wife is dying. She's like behind my computer on the other side. The Snickerdoodle smells exactly like a Snickerdoodle. It's really lovely. Sweet Citrus has an absolute. Thanks for noticing. It's my beard oil. You're smelling awfully earthy. The Sweet Citrus was one of the very first ones we made. That's also all essential oils. And I have so much of it, and I just realized how much I like it. And I think it's going to go back on the website full time with a updated label. The rosemary and the cedar that are in there, I guess after creating it, it's been sitting on a shelf for 9 months. I'm like, I really like this scent. So that's going to go back up there. I have a lot of it. And I may throw that in to some orders and see if people want to give it a try. South Beach was an idea from a friend of mine who wanted to replace some other products that he was buying locally to him in Gainesville. and we worked together to come up with the scent profile. And I'm very thankful that I hit the nail on the head the first time. We found Vine Vita has a wonderful Caribbean teak wood, and mix that with the sweet tobacco and the vanilla tobacco that I buy, and it's perfect. It just it smells like a combination. Jen, what do you think it smells like? She says, yeah. Put her on the spot. It has this like that earthy teakwood scent, but it's got that citrus backdrop to it, with a little bit of cherry and a little bit of coconut, a little bit of pineapple, and it's very refreshing. I absolutely love that scent.
Yeah, it is. That's a great scent.
So, I forgot you have some, Scott. Sorry.
Yeah.
You guys can tell me. You guys can mute me if you want. It's fine.
It's great. Got all kinds of knowledge about this stuff that we don't always hear from other companies, especially with like the herbs, and you definitely have a unique line of products.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It came out of love and necessity. I mean, you do things differently when there's a real big reason for it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Stu or Mr. B, I'm not sure about worts. I mean, the least, the most I could say is if you want to dive into the ingredients and see if anything could help with warts. I'm not sure. I don't want to make any statements that might be inaccurate. I can definitely research it and see. Maybe I can send you some, like a small amount, and see if it works for you.
I'm going to assume no on that one.
What was that?
I'm going to assume that it's a no.
Yeah.
In regards to, for my knowledge of warts and what you have here. So
yeah.
The warts is a virus, and they pretty much have to be removed.
Gotcha.
With either frozen or chemotherapy or the stuff that's in brand name deodorants. Salicylate, what's that name?
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Psilocybin acid? Oh.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, that one.
Not psilocybin. You don't want to do psilocybin. That's bad. Don't
Not
do that.
psilocybin. That probably won't do anything for the wart, but
salicylic acid. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same stuff that's in duct tape, actually, as well.
Well, duct tape can fix anything.
Yes.
Did you guys ever watch the Red Green Show back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
No, I never heard of that.
Really?
Oh.
I
gotta fix it with duct tape.
That was before my time.
It was a show out of Canada. It was awesome. Yeah. It was awesome. One of the best variety shows that I've ever seen. It was just fantastic. But set in the country with a bunch of a guy with a great beard.
Yeah.
Red Green, fantastic show. Blueberry, I don't know yet. I would have to find something more natural because blueberry scents give me a headache.
I don't like them at all.
So, unfortunately. Any other questions? I'm so sorry, folks. I didn't see any live questions at all. What I'm going to do for anybody that if somebody wants to send me a message, my email address is my last name, bainblends@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me on Instagram or on Facebook. Please, anybody reach out if you have any questions. Again, I'm willing to work with anybody. If someone wants to reach out to me and get buy a sample pack, I'll go in there and set it up. You can do so. I am not. I'm very flexible with all of this. I would rather get stuff in your hands and let you give it a shot. So, kid screams every time I try to freeze him. Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry. Let me go through. Can I go through the chat real quick, guys? If you have any,
you got them all.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. Yeah, because we've highlighted them if as they were coming along.
Yeah.
I was literally at the bottom the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're good.
Anything we see question wise, we normally either start it so we'll get back to it, or we bring it on the screen right away.
Yep, you're good.
I'm new to this stuff, guys.
You're good.
We're used to it. And here's the deodorant, which is another thing that's on sale.
Yep.
For $10. And I'm really interested in trying that Thieves and Lemongrass. That one sounds interesting to me.
That's one I have.
Yeah.
I love it.
Brewer, why don't you talk about it real quick?
I love it. It's got a great scent. It's not overpowering, but the scent is still there when I go to bed at night. Wow. And there's no BO odor. No, it's not irritating my skin at all. I've been wearing it all week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, awesome. I'm loving it.
That's great.
And I have used a different company with sodium bicarb in it that did irritate my skin. So maybe it's just the amount of it.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably what causes it. But so far, I've been using it all week, no problems. And it lasts. It's really good at lasting.
Awesome, man. Glad to hear it. Yeah, I really would love more people to switch. You know, if you're not whether it's my product or another good natural deodorant, if you do not use a natural deodorant now, you will detox anywhere from a few days to a month, because you have a very sensitive area when it comes to your body's natural pathways of getting rid of toxins right in that area. And if you clog those pores up, or if you clog those pathways up, you know, it can lead to a whole bunch of stuff that's not great. And I won't make any other statements than that, but I think there's a reason why a lot of tumors are removed from that area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
and it's tragic. So, but yeah, the profile for the deodorant is to give you a silky feel without being overly silky, where you're going to have a little bit of cling to your skin. There's a little bit of stickiness to it without being rip your armpit hair out of your skin. And the mix in and of itself is designed to kill bacteria, you know, microbes, which cause the stink, but still allow your body to sweat. And I do not use any scented oils. Thieves and Lemongrass is literally a mix that is fairly common for some of the big, you know, essential oil companies. They always have like a Thieves blend. Lavender is the one that my wife uses. She's sensitive to Thieves, so she uses the lavender without any problem. And then there's the lemongrass for people that are sensitive to Thieves. And then of course there's an unscented variety as well. And I typically rotate between all four. And I am now at the point where I don't put deodorant on for 3 days. I just don't need to anymore. So, the sodium bicarbonate, the arrowroot powder, that's going to be, and the magnesium oxide and activated carbon, that's going to be where you're predominantly getting the microbe control to prevent, you know, those smelly microbes from making you smell terrible. So I try to get everything as naturally produced as possible. And you as with most natural deodorants, you may get a little bit of buildup on your shirts. All you got to do is use a little bit of baking soda, oddly enough, to get rid of it. And that'll be it. Uh-oh, Mike's donated a bunch of money. So, but yep, there's the deodorant. I'm so thankful for you guys highlighting those things. I really am. It's greatly appreciated.
We appreciate doing it.
Yeah.
Also, one thing I didn't put in this presentation was the balm.
How did you leave
talk
that
about
out?
that? Somehow I missed it on the website.
I have been trying to make a balm that I'm happy with. Are you happy with the balm?
Sweet citrus balm. I love this balm. This balm works really well. And I am the king of balm. Ask anyone in the community. But yeah, this is a good balm.
Cool.
I like it.
Yeah, I struggled with other balms that were too thick. They would spread with some difficulty. So that you will not get that if you order it right now. You are going to get a 2-ounce glass jar that will not be what you get on the screen. The one that he has in his hand is the one that you will get if you order that.
Well, that's probably a better deal.
Pictures need to be updated, so I apologize in advance. But yeah, that's a new formula, and I added a different type of beeswax to it, and I have found a formula that I like. What was that?
It's aesthetically pleasing too.
Thank you. Touche, good sir. Touche.
Thank you, Amber. I think I deserve more than to put up with Kev, though. But thank you, I appreciate it. Kevin, Amber, thank you so much for donating to the channel. We really appreciate you.
Yes, we appreciate it.
Nice, Jason's pole dancing class. That's funny.
Yeah, that was last week.
No, you can't miss another week.
Brewer, tell me about your love-hate relationship with balms, or your love relationship with them.
Yeah, I don't have a hate relationship. So balm, back in the day before beard butters were popular, it was just beard oil and beard balm. That was what a majority of companies sold, was beard oil and beard balm.
Yeah.
And then butter came out and everyone kind of jumped on the butter train and stopped using balm, except for me. So I've always been a proponent of balm. I still use balm every day. I use butter every day too, and oil. Yeah. So, but I always, I just give companies a hard time if they don't sell balm, and because I use it. So
yeah,
and everyone's kind of like just referred to me as like, the balm king, or knowing something about balm. So
how do you feel about that sweet citrus scent?
I like it. And actually I wore it with the other scents and it blended well, actually.
Cool.
Because I was looking for the frag out balm, but I couldn't find it. Yeah. I don't know if you make that or not, but I couldn't find it when I was shopping.
I do have it. It's been a matter of trying to properly navigate getting pictures done and all the other things going on in life. It is something that needs to get on the website, and now you forced me into a corner. So I will make it happen this weekend.
But I mean, at least I got to try the sweet citrus, which I do like. It is a good smell.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I put balm in tonight, so
yeah.
I made the balm. I have a thing of balm in my bathroom. That's the South Beach scent. So it's that teakwood, and it smells great. It's just got that little bit of spice to it. Oh, I love it. I love that scent. So glad I'm doing something right, Brewer. Is there more of that? Wait, so okay, you have to live with who?
So
Who?
Amber and Kev are husband and wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Kev Woodworking and Amber are husband and wife.
Gotcha.
That's
Gotcha.
what they're talking about.
That's cool.
And I do like butter, Ray. I don't, I didn't get rid of the balm. I kept it.
Gotcha.
No shampoo there, Scott. Shampoo and conditioner.
No, but that's a question for our guest. Do you have any like beard shampoo, conditioner?
Well, look at the time. I'm just kidding. I did find a company that makes a fantastic shampoo and conditioner that I really like. I have switched my entire family to it, and I bought the resale certs to resell it. I have not made it my own to the point where I'm comfortable with pushing it. I do add some scents to it. I typically sell it when I go to a live face-to-face event. But again, it's in the ballpark of natural coconut derived. It's a coconut derived product. Mm-hmm. Coconut's got a pretty big chemical spectrum. You can turn it into a lot of different things. So I do have a shampoo and conditioner that I personally use that I am able to resell. I just don't push it. And the reason why that I don't push it is because I don't make it. And
but it's those though? The ones
it is those, yes, it is.
Okay.
Yep. It is available to purchase. It's just not something I make. And I have only been selling it because I can. I love it personally. It's not a heavy, overly stripping soap or cleanser, and it's a very light coconut-based conditioner. There is something available, and Scott and I were talking about how to make it more my own. So there is probably going to be an herbal infusion time coming where we're going to add a thicker oil to it. That's going to be like herbal emulsion. That's going to go into it to make it something a little bit more substantial and give another health layer to it for the beard. And there is a move afoot for lye. Yes. My wife just put a little card. Let me see that, Jen. Give me the card. Give me the card.
You got a live teleprompter?
My wife just did this as I was getting ready to talk about it, right? She just pokes it over the screen like this. Like,
That's awesome.
Thank you, dear. There's a guy's kids go to my school, and he raises and butchers pigs. So he's got an overabundance of lard, and we're going to do lard soap. And I have all this leftover herbs whenever I infuse. Well, that's going to go in the soap. And that's going to be something that's going to come in the next couple of months as he gets his next big batch going. I'm kind of excited about that because I want my family to use all natural products in bathing and washing their hands, whatever it is, when in deodorant and all that. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be a pretty cool way to do things. So yeah, that will be coming, and we are going to offer some scent profiles that are similar to the oils as well.
Cool.
So
very cool.
Oh, anything else? Oh, he is in the chat. Cool. Oh, Mr. B. Okay. Yeah, that's him, Mr. B.
Oh, okay.
That's the guy.
That's the pig.
Sorry, I didn't know that was him.
Pig rancher.
Just don't talk about traveling with balm in front of the TSA. I'm still sore from the frisking.
Yeah, he's been cracking jokes all night.
Oh man, that's cool. Yeah, he's the guy. We're gonna be doing We're going to be doing the lard soap,
Nice.
and I've been using it the last couple of days, and I really enjoy it. So, yeah, I had to try it out first. And on that note, we're also going to work on for those that like to shave certain areas. We're going to work on cup soap too.
Okay.
Yep.
So anyone in the chat have any questions for Jacob before we let him go? And Jacob, thanks for coming on and giving us all these details about your products and the story behind it. Definitely is a story to be told. Like when you do redesign your website, you know, I mean, I know you have some of that information in there, but it really does. I mean, it is a unique story, like how you targeted these products for your family first, and now kind of sharing it with the rest of the world.
Yeah,
because you're global.
Yeah. No, I appreciate the platform. I really do. It's been a rough year, you know, and it's been a rough couple of years to be certain. But you know, you don't walk away from thinking you're having a heart attack in May on the, you know, all that to I've always tried to focus a little bit more on those that are around me than on myself. And my wife told me for years, you have sleep apnea. You need to go get treatment. And for about 15 years, I just ignored it.
Yeah.
Until I couldn't anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And when you put on 150 pounds over 10 years and you can't lose it anymore, you know, your body just shuts down. That's what was going on. Mm-hmm. So I have to take better care of myself as opposed to just taking care of all of their needs all the time. But, you know, my goal is to take care of other people more than anybody else. So
and you can't do that unless you take care of yourself.
That's the bottom line. Yeah. Yeah, the website will start getting worked on as, you know, some additional funds start flowing in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cart before the horse. I was able to get quite a bit done. Chief could probably tell you the website has improved 1,000% over the last month, mainly because of his feedback.
Oh, good. Awesome.
Yeah, we have a long way to go. But, you know, just want to say again, I'm grateful for the community of these wonderful people, Joey Hookham, Steve, that metal guy, Dan from Bearded Death, and then the new folks I've been meeting, Raven, and yeah, just really grateful for all of you, for your platform, for calling attention to the needs that men have too. Mm-hmm. And making it okay for us to be able to come on here and talk about things that we enjoy and that we love, you know. So I just want to applaud you guys for doing that. You do a great job, and please don't stop and bring more people on to show that diversity of thought and ideas.
Yeah.
And to highlight really great products in this really cool marketplace. I'm really grateful for you guys.
Well, thanks. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you.
So everybody make sure to check out Bain Blends at bainblends.com. Otherwise you can find them on Instagram as well.
Yep.
But make sure to check out the company. Got a great sale going on through May 1st. $10 deodorant. Very, very great deals.
Yep. Free shipping, 3 items or more.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a great deal.
Yeah. So if you're spending $30, you get free shipping.
True.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That's a hell of a deal. Just make sure to check out what they have going on.
It will not last forever.
You're like paying a penny per ingredient. Per herb. Per herb that has full benefits for your body.
Mike, do you want to say a couple words about our guests next week, since you probably know more about them than I do?
Who's our guest next week?
Dustin Bunch.
Oh, yes. I'm so sorry. It's been really busy. Yeah, so next week we have Dustin Bunch, who was on the Tres Amigos last year, I think over the summer or beginning of or end of summer. He is a guy that lives out in California. He has an organization called America Proud?
America Strong.
America Strong. So, which is a nonprofit organization that raises money for, I believe, people that are paraplegic, which he is. And just a great guy. He has teamed up with Florida Boys Grooming and Chief and myself to develop this beard oil and t-shirt that's actually a Red Friday promotion. Remember everyone deployed. That's going to raise money for this organization because he does help veterans as well. So we're going to talk to Dustin next week, learn more about him, and I think it's going to be a great show. We're going to promote this new Florida Boys Grooming fundraiser, and yeah,
great.
It's going to be great.
And check us out next Thursday as we talk to Dustin at 9 p.m. Eastern. And we will catch you next week.
Have a good Friday, everybody.
Respect the journey,
Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you all. Seriously. Thanks for your time. Take care, guys.